So I'm just going to mention a few brief things. We have some of our experts up here to share some remarks. But I think just at a high level, look, we're here to celebrate the renovation of this facility. And Enrique, who's a neighborhood leader, was telling me about, I guess he was here, interestingly, for some adult education. But this facility's been around a long time. It was one of our older facilities. And one of the things I've tried to do since our whole team came into office is make sure that we're doubling down our commitment to invest in our older communities, in our historic communities, and our communities of color. And you see that whether it's Phil Chacon Park, which I know is still under renovation, but it will get done eventually, or it is the Wilson Park that's been redone, or it's the International District Library, or it's the fact that we added hundreds of streetlights, including that one right behind you. You can tell the ones that are new. Or it's the fact that we repaved all of Trumbull neighborhood. We will continue to invest in our communities, including the International District and including Trumbull. And I will tell you now, sometimes there's arguments at City Council about, how we have to divide up the funding equally. And I want to remind everyone, we don't do that. We do it based on need, based on equity. And there is no question that this community is in need. There's other communities too. So that's why my administration continues to double down on the dollars we are investing right here in the International District and also in some of our other historic neighborhoods. So this piece was another cornerstone of that work. And it basically was an acknowledgement that said, look, we have one of our oldest, least, up-to-date facilities, and we have one of our communities in most need of childcare from really age 6 months all the way through to elementary school. And so now with this facility reopening, we're able to honor that commitment. So this facility here, I think, roughly we've got 2 new classrooms or so. Some have been sort of redone, but 28 kids, early Head Start, all the way to pre-K. And so we essentially say basically from birth to kindergarten is what we provide here. This one was a very reasonable investment. It was only about $1.5 million. That doesn't include some of the work that we're doing at the park next door. But we also know there were great folks involved in this, like Exerplay, who helped arrange this playground, and Parks and Rec team, who also ensured that we could keep this amazing tree, because this tree used to be outside the fence. So for those of you who are new to this facility, right, we've expanded this playground and also made it certainly safe for the children with privacy and adequate fencing and so forth. So we're setting this up for our littlest learners so that they can be successful. And we always remind folks this is much more than childcare. It is truly child development. And especially in neighborhoods like this, it's also community development. We need those parents to do what they need to do, whether it's work or take care of other children. And so we're grateful for that. And I think I would just close my remarks out by saying, too, that, we forget Albuquerque, the city of Albuquerque is the largest early childhood development provider in the state of New Mexico. And so we know that we know our state has done a lot of investments, but we want to remind them to listen to our workers, to our teachers, and to our department, to our director when it comes to what we have to do for early childhood development, because we actually do that at a larger scale than any other organization in the state of New Mexico through 24 different child development centers. That is awesome for our community. So I'll hand it back, I think, to Katie for who's next up. But again, I want to thank everyone who's here today who made this happen, and especially the teachers that are here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor.
You got it.
All right. And next up, we're going to hear from Dr. Donita Blackman-Mosley, our Associate Director of Child and Family Development. This is her kingdom.
It's the community's kingdom. So thank you all for coming out to see this wonderful center. It's been a long process, but we're finally here. I just want to thank my amazing team, where we couldn't have gone this far without a strong leadership team to really focus on the high quality early learning and early care services that we do provide. With this center, Trumbull closed during the pandemic. December 2020, this center closed, and it was largely due to the pandemic related to staffing. We lost the majority of our staff, and then children and families weren't really utilizing services because of all the unknowns associated with the pandemic. So we did have to reluctantly close the center, but we really looked at it as this is an opportune time to get those renovations that are sorely needed in place and underway. And so we definitely took advantage of that opportunity. And pre-COVID, this center only served early Head Start children. So that's our birth to 3 population. Now that we've opened our doors through the renovation, we're able to serve children from 6 weeks to 5 years old. So ideally, we can have the same group of children coming in as newborns all the way until they're ready to transition out to kindergarten. And that really is our mission, our vision when we're looking at early childhood education, because it really provides a continuity of care, which is so essential and so critical. Having this the same early childhood providers to start with them and move them through all their school readiness skills, so that when they do leave our program, they leave prepared and ready to learn once they hit those elementary school grounds. So this center, it went from early Head Start classrooms. We've also added early pre-K and pre-K, so our children would transition as they age from the birth to 18-month classroom. They would transition into the 19-month to 36-month classroom, and then move into our 3-year-old classroom, grow into the 4-year-old classroom, and then we'd send them, do that warm handoff to the community early elementary schools. It's just really rewarding to see this all come to fruition and just to be a part of it. When I came to the city of Albuquerque in July 2020. By December 2020, we were closing the Trumbull doors, and so to be here to see that whole process and that whole growth has been a very rich experience for me and rewarding. So I do thank you all for coming to recognize and celebrate our joy. Trumbull it's a 5-star and a NACE accredited center. We'll be able to transfer our accreditation from one of the other centers to this center. So we'll be definitely offering the top quality early childhood program for the children in the communities that we'll be serving. Thank you.
And we're also going to hear a few words from our new Director of Youth and Family Services, Kata Sandoval.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Catarina Sandoval y soy la directora del departamento que se llama Servicios para Familias y Juventud de parte de la ciudad. Estamos súper emocionados para reabrir este centro de desarrollo de niños para la comunidad de Trumbull y quisiéramos invitarles a todas nuestras familias, especialmente las familias de Trumbull, las bilingües, que traigan a sus hijos aquí, a este centro. Este centro y este parque son recursos para ustedes y esta comunidad. Gracias.
Gracias, Kata. And while we're here, we know obviously Trumbull Child Development Center is right here next to Trumbull Park, so we wanted to invite our friends from Parks and Rec to give us a little update on the park too.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Dave Simon. I'm your Parks and Recreation Director. It's a great honor to be a part of wonderful days like today. And I really want to congratulate Youth and Family Services for these great improvements to the Trumbull Childhood Development Center. Many of you may have already seen it, but the work inside the building has created these beautiful learning environments that nurture children. And these classrooms, I can see it because I ran an early childhood center for 6 years. These classrooms are top notch. They have great elements. They have all the elements that you would find because this is one of the best early childhood development centers now in the city, and you can see it in the classrooms. So I want to congratulate the Youth and Family Services Department for the work and the vision for doing that inside this building. But I think we should also take a moment to just reflect on what this playground also means for the Early Childhood Center. It's phenomenal. If you had seen what was here before compared to today, you know that this again is it's a top-notch outdoor play and learning environment now that it accompanies the Early Childhood Center. It's a beautiful setting, of course, but if you look closely, you see so many active features in the playground, and of course, shade over the playground, which is really a key ingredient to keep our little ones safe and enjoying this space. And why is this really important? Well, because, you know, early childhood centers thrive better when they have outdoor spaces like this one. In early childhood development, you know, play and learning, they go hand in hand. They're inextricably entwined. And many studies show the immense benefits to children from engagement in outdoor play or nature-based play, particularly unstructured nature-based play, which has tremendous positive benefits on their physical, their social, their emotional, and cognitive development. And so when kids have fresh air, you know, and they can run around and move their bodies, they'll build stronger muscles and bones, but it also helps them wire their brains better. And of course, sunlight increases the amount of vitamin D that kids get, and all this really strengthens their immune systems. So, but this outdoor play environment in this playground is, it can do so much more for kids too, because this style of play and learning, it builds confidence in kids. It promotes creativity and imagination in children. It teaches responsibility. It teaches them emotional intelligence and how to work with their peers and collaborate during play and learning. It makes them think. It reduces some stress and fatigue from being inside all the time. And really, it helps raise the next generation of environmental stewards for our city and for our planet. So this playground really represents so much more to the Childhood Development Center and to the city as a whole. And again, it's a wonderful feature to have. Now, while Youth and Family Services was busy inside this building and making this new playground, the Parks and Rec Department was also busy outside in the adjacent park. And during the period that the center was closed, we also temporarily closed the park for some improvements. And over the last few months, we've done some things on the other side of the fence. We've installed a new drinking fountain out in Trumbull Park, part of Mayor Keller's initiative to put drinking fountains where they are needed and belong in our city and accessible to all neighborhoods. We also repaired all the irrigation in the park and reseeded the grass turf. I want to thank our staff for the great job that they did with that. If you have a chance to look over into the park, you'll see that the turf of the grass looks much better and stronger than it did a few months ago. But we're not stopping there. And that's why I'm very pleased to announce today that Parks and Recreation is starting a new plan for Trumbull Park, which will be completed in 2024 with a lot of public input. And this plan is going to identify other priority projects and guide future investments in the park going forward. I want to thank Representative Debbie Sirignana, who contributed $150,000 toward the Trumbull Park Improvement Initiative. So we have those state funds to work with to plan and implement this project. There may be a little bit more that's needed, but this is a super start. And we're very excited now to complete the picture here next to the Early Childhood Development Center. And why are we doing this? Because a great early childhood education center deserves a great park next to it for all ages. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much. And before we go to our quick ribbon cutting here, want to also thank the kind of sister department, Triple H, for what they do down at the East Central Health and Service Center. They do a lot of the Toys for Tots and a lot of the social services that are then provided over here. Of course, that is soon going to be named, I think, the Ruth Adams Center after the former councilwoman who helped make that happen. And Carol's here from that department. So I did want to introduce a couple of folks. We have some city folks here. We're not always in the same place at the same time. So I do want to introduce some folks kind of from downtown, just in case we have a chance to connect with each other. And they're also new to the city. So our new CAO is hiding, I think, behind the door. There she is. That's Samantha Sengel. She's our new CAO. And Lawrence is double filling for a while, so she officially starts in a couple of weeks. We also have our new Chief of Staff, Veronica Martinez. She actually used to live up here in Trumbull. And so if you get a chance, just want to introduce those folks. And also the guy who chased away the trash truck. I mean, man, it's like they follow you everywhere. But, we promoted our solid waste director to deputy CEO, so Matt Whalen's here too. So good to see everyone. I'll hand it back to Katie for our closing ceremony here.
Yes, so we've got a ribbon to cut. So cameras, if you want to relocate. We've got our giant scissors, and we've hopefully got some kiddos that are going to help us do it. Oh, here they come. Come on out. All right. Boss. Yes, the little ones, looks like they're coming up the back door. All right, I'm handing the big scissors.
Okay, well, where's
the kiddos are coming. Donita's right here.
Come on, you get the big scissors.
I get the big scissors.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay. Hi, kids. Do you see this? Do you want to come over here?
Look, it's a ribbon.
Get them to turn around for us. We're going to cut this ribbon
I know.
with giant scissors. Watch out for this one. Okay, anyone else? Kata, come on in. Quick. Stand right there.
Come on, Kata.
Yeah, or Jess. Usually, like, everyone comes for the picture, so you guys want to come around back?
Yeah, staff, come on, teachers.
Katie, round
staff,
up everyone.
Teachers, staff, come on.
Yeah, it's like a team photo. It's like a team photo.
Team photo, come on. No excuses.
Yes, we have to do a picture.
Yeah, absolutely. We put it on the wall, remember when?
Yeah, no, you're doing so good. Stay on the wall.
Yeah, or close.
Don't fall.
All right, on three?
Come on. Am I clipping on 3?
Yes.
Like a picture.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
My daughter collects these.
Oh, that's your computer.